What's up, you guys? Welcome to this week's Manga Sutra review. And in this week's video, we're going to be talking about a shoujo romance manga called Kawaii Kara Yurusu. Now, the manga is about our main character Michiru, who is dating a younger guy named Ichijo. Now, the manga starts off with Michiru on her way to a date with him, which she is late for. Now, Michiru is this kind of clumsy, reckless girl who can't do anything right. So on her way to the date, she's running out of energy and her shoe slips off and hits another woman's dog, causing some type of argument between her and this woman. Now, along comes her boyfriend Ichijo to defuse the conflict. Now, Ichijo is this all-around perfect guy. He's not only smart and athletic, but he's the most popular kid in his middle school. Now, this kind of gives Michiru some type of insecurity in their relationship. She feels like she's not good enough to be dating Ichijo. And why is he even giving her the time of day? Now, to me personally, I don't like that type of character archetype. Like with Michiru, being reckless and clumsy is one thing, that's okay, that's fine. It's just what turns me off with Michiru is that she always tries to apologize for everything. I mean, everything and anything in this chapter. And sometimes she doesn't even do anything wrong. And she's insecure about nothing. And I know sometimes that's a typical archetype in shoujo and romance manga genres, but it's just simply so overdone and it's so over the top that it's just kind of a turnoff. And with Ichijo, I just feel like in the beginning he comes off as this cheesy goody two shoes perfect boyfriend. Now later on in the manga, she's at her school and she finds out that Ichijo enrolled in her high school. And she's kind of shocked because with Ichijo's grades, he can get into any elite high school that he wants. He can do whatever he wants. And she feels like he's kind of just pretty much downplaying himself just to be with her. And she's kind of upset at that. She kind of feels like Ichijo is throwing away his future just to be with her. And Ichijo is making it clear to her that he's there for her, that he doesn't want her to feel alone in her life, that he doesn't want her to be alone in her problems. And I just kind of feel like there's some mixed signals going on here. She's feeling like she's not good enough and he's trying to tell her, you're fine and I'm here for you regardless. And she kind of just runs off. And with Ichijo, one of the turnoffs with Ichijo is not only in the beginning of the manga is he this overall perfect goody two shoes knight in shining armor type of boyfriend, but after she runs off he kind of gets very obsessive to the point that it's very cringeworthy and creepy. He's continuously repeating her name in class, he's writing down sutras on tests, he's even running around in PE shouting her name, and he just goes to her house and just simply barges in and tries to make his case with her. And for me, it's just like, give it some time. Like, I would have greatly appreciated if they just let some tension build between them. Like, he doesn't chase after her. Like, he doesn't obsess over it. Like, he waits till next time they sees her in school. I mean, you're going to see her in school. You go to the same high school now. You don't have to barge over to her house like a creeper and just simply like vice grip her hands and confess your feelings to her. But that's what happens, and he pretty much makes his case that his life was perfect. He had perfect grades, he was in all the little sports groups, and he's popular, and everything just got boring. And that with Michiru and her type of in her own way, her personality, her clumsiness, it made life interesting for him, and that without her, life isn't worth living. And for me, that's cute and that's romantic, but at the same time, that's really cliche. And I feel like that type of character archetype has been done a lot before. We've always had these very nonchalant, apathetic male characters who couldn't care about anything, even female characters for that matter. And then they somehow just meet this one person out of all the people in the world. You meet this one person, then suddenly their life becomes interesting. Suddenly they just can't live without this person. And I'm just like, I need to see more from Ichijo to explain that. I'm going to need to see more than just your clumsiness made life interesting for me. I need to see a little bit more detail and exposition into what you see in Michiru that makes her so unique to you. I mean, Michiru sees you as this perfect all-around boy, but what do you see in her besides clumsiness and recklessness and all this other stuff? Also, with Ichijo, he has these kind of reactions sometimes that is kind of weird. You know, sometimes he comes off as a little cold, and then he pulls it back and it appears that he's joking. And with that, I don't know. I have to wait till I see some more chapters. Shoujo romance mangas aren't really, you know, one of my top 5, you know, type of genres to read as far as manga is concerned, but when it comes to them, I'm open to it. If the plot is good and the characters are good, I'm open to reading them. Now, the artwork for this manga is pretty decent. I'd say it's on par with a lot of other shoujo romance mangas that are out there as far as artwork is concerned. As far as plot is concerned, this is just the first chapter. We still have a couple more chapters that need to be out. There's only one chapter out as far as I know. So there's still a couple more chapters that need to be out and that I probably need to read in order to just get a full grasp of it all. But there's my explanation of this manga and my review for it. If you are into very emotional romance mangas and mushiness and all of that type of stuff, then I'd recommend Kawaii Kara Yurusu. That's a lot to say. It took me several tries to get that right just for this video. Trust me. But I would recommend reading it. Now, whether I'm going to be reading it, that's a whole different matter. I have to see a couple more chapters for that, but I recommend giving it a look. I will leave a link in the description for where to get the manga. But like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, if you think that there's a manga that I should read, leave it in the comments below and I will give it a look in my spare time. Also, like my Facebook page, VM,